the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare.
A beautiful Friday night in Huntsville, Texas, as we embark on a brand new college baseball journey. It's a big-time mid-major showdown between Sam Houston State from the Southland and Kent State out of the Mid-American Conference. Sam Houston State, of course, coming off its first ever NCAA tournament super regional appearance, a favorite to repeat for a Southland title against Kent State, the favorite to win the MAC. So a big-time mid-major showdown here tonight in Huntsville. Sam Levitt with you as we begin a brand new season. What an exciting night. National anthem just over here at Don Sanders Stadium. We take a look at our starting pitchers tonight. For Sam Houston, Seth Ballou, the junior from Sugar Land, Texas, a terrific 2017, a 3.96 ERA. They give the ball to Ballou here on this Friday night, opening night here at Don Sanders Stadium. Meanwhile, Eli Krause, the starter for Kent State, a senior out of Medina, Ohio. He's been terrific throughout his Kent State career. A couple of lefties going at it, and a really good pitching matchup on opening night here in Huntsville. Take a look at Kent State's starting lineup. Kent State with 3 of their top 5 hitters back in this lineup in 2018. Nick Cannabis, Mason Mammarella, and Riley Hawkins, the 3 to watch at the top. And then O'Brien in the cleanup spot. Schuler, Del Porto, Hamilton, Turner, and Hollander round out the lineup for Kent State. Take a look at the Sam Houston defense. A team that was very good defensively a year ago. Harp, Hearn, and McKnight left to right in the outfield. Hefner at third, Frege at short, Cryer at second, Chisholm at first base, Cannon behind the plate, and the lefty out of Sugar Land, Texas, Seth Ballou on the hill for Sam Houston. Kent State led by Jeff Duncan in his 5th year as Kent State head coach. First time these two programs are meeting. Jeff Duncan has done a terrific job at the helm for the Golden Flashes. Of course, Kent State a few years ago going to Omaha in what was a memorable season, and now Jeff Duncan trying to get them back to the NCAA tournament for the first time in a couple of years. Meanwhile, we take a look at the head coach of Sam Houston State, and that's, of course, Matt Diggs. In his 4th year at the helm for the Bearkats, he's been absolutely terrific. He's become almost a viral sensation in a way, and of course, he led Sam Houston to its first ever NCAA super regional appearance a year ago, and we are just about set to get underway here in Huntsville. A brand new baseball journey begins. Seth Ballou on the hill. Nick Cannabis digs in, and we're underway here at Don Sanders Stadium. Count 1-0 to Cannabis. Nick Cannabis hitting .308, a home run, 13 RBIs a year ago. And Ballou behind 2-0. Ballou just 5'10", 185 pounds, the junior. Local kid, as are many on this Sam Houston team. From Sugar Land, Texas. And he falls behind 3-0.
Strike in there.
Fastball in for a strike. Ballou went 6-3, a 3.96 ERA in 2017. A few appearances in the NCAA tournament. Overall, he was terrific. Not a big guy, but he can hum it in there. And the count runs full to 3-2 on Cannabis. Now, like we said in the open, Kent State, an offensive team that brought back 3 of their top 5 hitters. They were MAC regular season champions a year ago, but they've had trouble converting those regular season titles into conference tournament titles. And not a good start for Ballou, a walk to Cannabis, and the leadoff man on for Kent State.
Center fielder number 11, Mason Mammarella.
Boston. Shot right through strike.
Brings up Mason Mammarella. Mamarella, senior switch hitter. Hit .330 a year ago, 26 RBIs. And once again, Blue behind 2-0. One thing to keep an eye on here tonight and throughout this early season, the guy behind the plate for Sam Houston, Jordan Cannon. Remember, he's somebody who spent 2017 as a pitcher. Pretty good one, 3.04 ERA in 21 appearances. And now begins the year behind the plate. So talk about a different role from season to season. And that's certainly something that these pitchers for Sam Houston need to get used to. A brand new catcher behind the plate. And early on, Blue struggling with control. 3-0. A 4-pitch walk to Mamarella. And immediately Blue in major trouble. 2 on, nobody out.
Left fielder number 7, Riley Hawkins.
Left fielder Riley Hawkins digs in. Breaking pitch out of the zone. So an inauspicious start for Seth Ballou. A walk to Cannabis, the leadoff man, a walk to Mamarella. You look at Seth Ballou's numbers from a year ago, he was not a big bases on balls guy. In 72+ innings, just gave up 33 walks. But at least here in start number 1, it's already been quite a different story. As now we have a visit to the mound already. And Matt Deggs wants to come out and, I think more than anything, calm down his starting pitcher. You almost wonder, and certainly a guy like Seth Ballou, who's pitched in the NCAA tournament, you would imagine he has a pretty good check on his emotions. But maybe Seth Ballou a little bit too amped up early on, and perhaps Matt Deggs recognizing that, going out to give him a breath. Cannabis on second, Mamarella on first. 1-0. Nails the outside corner, 1-1. Great crowd filing in here at Don Sanders Stadium. Here to see a team that definitely impressed a year ago. Wasted foul, 1-2. Of course, Sam Houston not only was the trip to the NCAA Tournament Super Regional the first in program history, but it was the first time that a team from the Southland had advanced that far in the NCAA Tournament. So in many, many ways, a very historic season for Sam Houston. 1-2. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout for Ballou here in the first.
Second baseman number 10, Kean O'Brien.
Kean O'Brien digs in. Cleanup hitter making his Kent State debut. O'Brien, a junior out of Wisconsin, who went to Madison College at JUCO. And given a lot of responsibility here on opening night batting cleanup. Middle infielders, Cryer and Frege play up the middle. Outfield shaded well towards right. This one drilled into left field. Back goes Harp on the run towards the warning track at the wall. He has enough room. Cannabis goes to third as O'Brien gave it a ride, but just enough room here at Don Sanders Stadium. And Harp able to reel it in.
First baseman number 17, Pete Schuler.
So after back-to-back walks to begin things to Cannabis and Mammarella, a strikeout of Hawkins, a fly out by O'Brien. And it brings up Pete Schuler. And there for a strike. Schuler batted .234 a year ago, 6 home runs, 30 RBIs. He's the guy who has some pop. Swing and a miss. So now Ballou, after what was a rough start to things here in the first inning, a strike away from escaping a big-time jam. Runner off for second. Mammarella takes second without a throw. So now runners on second and third. 2 men away, the count 1-2 on Schuler. Early critical moment in this one. Swing and a miss. Ballou out of trouble here in the first inning. Schuler waving right over it. And a nice job by Seth Ballou to get out of trouble in the first inning. So he gets around the 2 walks to begin things. Doesn't give up a single hit. And the Golden Flashes leave 2 on. We'll keep it right here as we'll give you Sam Houston's starting lineup. Take a look. Hunter Hearn, Clayton Harp, Andrew Frigier, Blake Chisholm, Chase Cryer, Ben Hefner, Jordan Cannon, Jackson Grisham, and Riley McKnight. Of course, Sam Houston State, a team that hit 301 as a group a year ago. They can really hit, they can really run. A well-balanced, deep lineup, and certainly the same thing here in 2018. We take a look at the defensive alignment. For Kent State, Riley Hawkins, Mason Mammarella, Nick Cannabis left to right in the outfield, Turner at third, Hollander at short, Kean O'Brien at second, Pete Schuler at first, Tim Del Porto behind the dish, and a very, very experienced and crafty lefty in Eli Krause on the bump for Kent State. Krause, 6'1", 190 pounds, out of Medina, Ohio. Went 8-3 at 2.69 ERA a year ago. First team All-MAC. And somebody who's really worked himself into the conversation as one of the better starting pitchers in Kent State program history. 17 career wins, that's top 10 in the program's history. So a very tough test tonight on opening night for a Sam Houston State team that certainly made it a habit of scoring early and often in 2017, and they'll have to do it against a very good lefty in Eli Krause here tonight.
Leading off for the Bearkats at the bottom of the first inning, the center fielder, number 8, Hunter Hearn.
Hunter Hearn leads things off. Junior batted .329, 2 home runs, 40 RBIs a year ago. And the opening pitch by Krause. Look at the top 3 guys in the Sam Houston State lineup, all preseason, all Southland selections. And Krause ahead 0-2. return from Crosby, Texas. Swing and a miss, and Hearn down on 3 pitches. Quick start for Eli Krause.
Left fielder number 47, Clayton Hart.
Man,
Count runs even at 1-1. Clayton Hart batting .297 last year, 5 homers, 50 RBIs. Sam Houston State batting .301 as a team last season. Not a big power group, just 31 home runs. That was middle of the pack in the Southland. 100+ stolen bases. They get on base and they run. That's certainly become the hallmark of Matt Zeggs' teams as of late. Count even at 2-2. Ground ball, third base side, it's foul. And we'll tee it up again at 2-2. Clayton Harp, all Southland third team in 2017. Looking to have a big junior season. Count runs full to 3-2. Nice job by Harp staying alive. Andrew Frigier, the shortstop, waiting on deck. Big swing and a miss by Harp, and 2 straight strikeouts to begin the night for Eli Krause.
Shortstop number 7, Andrew.
And again, it was the off-speed stuff by Krause. So 2 outs, nobody on, brings up Andrew Frigier. Frigier, you could argue, maybe the most talented player on this Sam Houston State team. Certainly offensively, hit .310 a year ago, 7 home runs, 47 RBIs. 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The thing that Matt Zeggs and the Sam Houston coaching staff loves about Andrew Frigier, his versatility. Can play all over the place. He showed that last year. In fact, you look at reports, and this is a guy, Andrew Frigier, that might just be the best MLB prospect in the Southland. Ground ball towards the middle, ranging over was Hollander, and not in time. Nice hustle by Frigier. And he beats it out for an infield single. Hard to see from that replay whether our first base umpire was correct. Either way, Andrew Frigier will take it. And it brings up the cleanup man, Blake Chisholm. There goes Frigier. This one drilled into left center. Hawkins on the run, and he gets there for out number 3. So a hit but no run score here in the first inning. After 1, we're scoreless here in Huntsville.
She's behind home plate for tonight's Name That Tune contest presented
This
by
is
Moe's.
the original light beer, brewed to be everything you want in a beer and less. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Dude, what's up with your sandwich?
Oh, this is HEB Bear Bread. You know, the network, they heard bear and assumed that it meant naked.
So what does bear bread mean?
It just means it doesn't have crust, which makes it great for all kinds of sandwiches like the BLT or turkey, tuna salad, any of them.
They all do look good.
Yeah, it's totally SFWL. Safe for work lunches.
Makes sense. I get it.
HEB Bear Bread, part of HEB's Primo Picks All-Star lineup.
You got a little something.
This is the original light beer. And 40 years later, we still brew it the same way. Because when you get something right, you don't mess with it. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Back here at Don Sanders Stadium, we go to the second inning. Seth Ballou back to work. He'll face Tim Del Potro, Brad Hamilton, Michael Turner here in the second. Was a rough first inning for Ballou. Walked the first two batters of his season and then found a way to get out of it with no runs.
Leading off for Kent State in the top of the second inning, catcher number 2, Tim Del Porto.
Del Porto leads it off. Senior out of Chicago. And a grounder over to short. Picked up by Frige, one man away. Now, certainly an encouraging sign for Seth Ballou after what was a stressful first inning. One pitch
Number 25,
and one down here in the second.
Hamilton.
Here's Brad Hamilton, designated hitter. Crackles in a strike. A lot going on this weekend here at Sam Houston State. You can see beyond the left field fence the softball scoreboard all lit up. And Ballou ahead 0-2. A big tournament going on the softball side. We'll have a doubleheader tomorrow beginning at 3 p.m. right here on ESPN3. You don't want to miss that. The 0-2. It's that wonderful time of year. Baseball, softball, firing up. Still have basketball to take care of. Golf going on. The most joyous time of year for athletic departments everywhere. 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Nasty off-speed stuff by Ballou. And that's strikeout number 3.
Third baseman, number 28, Michael Turner.
Michael Turner digs in. Belt high strike. Turner, lone freshman in this Kent State lineup. Remember, this is a Golden Flashes team that won back-to-back regular season titles the last 2 years, but missed out on the NCAA tournament. And that's the key question for Jeff Duncan here in his 5th season at the helm for Kent State. How does he get this group back to that big dance of once again? They've been a great program over the last decade or so. And believe it or not, between a couple of mid-majors tonight, Sam Houston and Kent State, that really are the cream of the crop in the mid-major world. First all-time meeting. And a chopper towards the middle. Backhanded, it's Cryer, and not in time. So Sam Houston State had an infield single in the first inning, and now the first hit for Kent State, an infield single by Turner.
Shortstop, number 14, Josh Hollander.
Number 9 batter Hollander digs in. Hollander had a massive MAC tournament last spring, batted .295 in 2017, a home run, 19 RBIs. And isn't that the key question for so many guys when they finish a year so strong? Can they grab that momentum and continue it here in 2018? Picked up by Hefner, and the inning comes to an end. A hit, but nothing across here in the second. We go bottom 2 here at Don Sanders Stadium, scoreless here in Huntsville.
From the Barefoot Posse.
We believe the best light beer to have with friends is the original light beer. Always brewed with more taste, less calories, and half the carbs. Miller Lite. Hold true.
At HEB, we are all about Texas beef because we're dedicated to supporting local Texas ranchers, like Dr. Charles Graham from Gonzales, Texas.
I've always loved working ranch animals, so I became a veterinarian to ensure my cattle got the best care 24/7. They need lots of TLC, and I make sure to get it.
Ranchers like Dr. Graham are why HEB buys more Texas beef than anyone else. This is the best Texas beef department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
We believe the best light beer to have with friends is the original light beer. Always brewed with more taste, less calories, and half the carbs. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Probably.
Senior lefty Eli Krause back to work here in the second inning. No score between Sam Houston and Kent State on opening night of the 2018 season. Sam Levitt with you here at Don Sanders Stadium. Sam Houston State going to their first ever NCAA tournament super regional in 2017. Kent State winning a regular season MAC title a year ago, now trying to get back to the NCAA tournament. Krause had 2 strikeouts in that bottom half of the first inning.
Second baseman, number 15, Chase Cryer.
Cryer, Hefner, and Cannon due up for Sam Houston. It's been a whirlwind for Chase Cryer, the junior out of Belton. Ahead in the count, 2-0. Cryer redshirted as a freshman at Houston a couple of years ago. Then he went to Temple College, JUCO. Had a couple of really good years there, and now he's at Sam Houston State. So already third stop for Cryer. And Cryer certainly one of the lone new faces on this Sam Houston team. Bearkats bringing back a number of different guys from 2017. And not a good start for Krause, a 4-pitch walk to Cryer. And the first walk given up by Krause.
Third baseman, number 6, Ben Hitchner.
So that brings up Ben Hefner. Transfer from Buffalo. And the runner goes, delayed steal, throw to second, not in time. A delayed steal by Cryer. Like we said, Sam Houston State, they love to run. 102 stolen bases a year ago. That was second in the Southland and the first of 2018. Bunted foul by Hefner. By the way, we mentioned that Ben Hefner, a transfer from the University of Buffalo, well, didn't have much of a choice as Buffalo closed down their baseball program in 2017. So Hefner looking for a new home, and he's found it here at Sam Houston State. Pryor on second. Squares around, takes it outside. That's one thing that has become a staple of a Matt Zegg's offense. A lot of bunting, a lot of hit and run. They will make things happen. And a dribbler foul, 3-2. Over to first, picked up by Schuler. Pryor up to third, one away.
The catcher, number 25, Jordan Cannon.
Brings up Jordan Cannon. Like we said a little bit earlier, Cannon, one of the more intriguing guys on this Bearcats team, when you consider he spent all of last season on the mound, and now he's behind the plate as a catcher and as a hitter. So what can we expect from Jordan Cannon? Well, you don't quite know here in 2018, but Matt Zegg's feeling confident enough to put him behind the dish, see what this junior can do. And a big opportunity here in the second. Runner on third, one man away. One ball, one strike. Good breaking pitch by Kraus. Do it again at 1-2. Have to wonder what's going through Jordan Cannon's mind as a former pitcher. What's that mentality like? Swing and a miss. So Cannon down on strikes. That's already the third strikeout tonight for Eli Kraus. Now 2 men away. And it's left up to Jackson Grisham.
Designated hitter number 3, Jackson Grisham.
Kraus behind 2-0. Grisham batting .243, a home run, 13 RBIs, and 107 at-bats in 2017. Bearcats an opportunity to strike first. Grounder, right side, a base hit. Sam Houston State jumps in front. An RBI single for Grisham. Big time 2-out hitting. Grisham putting it out of the reach of O'Brien. And the Bearcats up 1-0. Number 9 batter, Riley McKnight digs in. And now Kraus behind 2-0. Now we said it earlier, Eli Kraus, this is somebody, one of the best starting pitchers in the MAC. But Sam Houston State able to get to him early. Breaking pitch settles in for a strike. And they get Grisham trying to steal for the 3rd out of the inning. But in the frame for Sam Houston, the RBI single by Grisham puts the Bearcats up 1-0 as we go to the 3rd.
All right, let's go back down to Marissa for tonight's 7-link trivia.
Success does not come easy. Winning championships takes hard work on the field of play and in the classroom. Play your part in building champions and become a Bearcat champion today.
I know my life is going to be in a better place after I graduate because of the donors who give me their endowment each year.
The Bearcat Champions Fund, building champions.
Let's give her a round of applause.
Left-hander Seth Ballou back to work as we go to the 3rd inning. Ballou, the junior, escaping some trouble in the opening 2 frames. Had 2 on, nobody out in the 1st inning, got out of it. Runner on in the 2nd, got out of it with no runs across. Meanwhile, Jackson Grisham driving in the season's 1st run, the RBI single in the bottom half of the 2nd. And Sam Houston State up 1-0 as we go to the 3rd. Sam Levitt with you here on ESPN3. We appreciate you joining us here on this Friday night. What a sight to behold here on February the 16th. College baseball is back. Major leaguers getting set down in spring training. The Astros, who will try to defend a World Series crown, getting set in West Palm Beach. They play about an hour away. And a team that had a very, very good 2017. Sam Houston State back to work here in 2018. Top of the order due up for Kent State. Cannabis, Mamarella, and Hawkins. Cannabis a walk to begin things back in the 1st. And this is where Kent State can really make their hay. This top of the lineup, 3 of their top 5 hitters back from a year ago. Grounded over to short, shifting over, Frige, 1 man away.
Center fielder, number 11, Mason Mamarella.
Talk about everything Andrew Frige can do. Offensively, he's looked pretty sharp here on opening night at shortstop in a few chances. And here's Mamarella. Blue ahead 0-2. Off the outside corner. Mammarella, a terrific 2017, batted .330, a .441 on base percentage. Team high 18 stolen bases. Do it again at 1-2. Swing and a miss, make it 4 Ks for Seth Ballou.
Left fielder number 7.
2 up and 2 down here in the third. Here's the senior Riley Hawkins. Wasted foul, 1-1. Hawkins hitting .283 in 2017. 4-year player with the Golden Flashes. 2 balls and a strike on Hawkins. Line drive into left center, a base hit. Splits the gap, and now picked up by Hart. And cruising into second with a 2-out double is Riley Hawkins. So a couple of 2-out hits already for Kent State in this one. Hawkins doing a nice job going the other way. Pokes one into left center. Another big spot here for the cleanup man, Kean O'Brien. Here tonight in his Kent State debut. Had 2 on, 1 out, couldn't deliver in the first inning, and now runner on second and 2 men away here in the third inning. Like we said earlier, O'Brien, his first D1 game here tonight. He's from Wisconsin, went to Madison College at JUCO, and already a couple of big opportunities and a chance to make some friends in that Kent State dugout. Line drive into right field. This is a base hit. And O'Brien will have some friends indeed. Hawkins comes in to score. RBI single for Kean O'Brien. And a couple of 2-out hits here in the third inning make it 1-1.
First baseman number 17, Pete Schuler.
Great job by Kent State, not trying to do too much, going the other way. Double to left field by Hawkins, and the opposite field single by O'Brien. Makes it 1-1. There goes O'Brien, and no throw by Jordan Cannon. So a single, an RBI, now a stolen base for Kean O'Brien. He got the sense here in this third inning that Seth Ballou is starting to settle down into a groove. Well, not the story. On the outside corner, a strike. Of course, here on opening night, with both these pitchers giving up a run early on, you don't know quite how long these guys are going to go here on opening night in non-conference play. Could see a lot of arms out of the bullpen. This one laced into left center, and it's a base hit. Rolls all the way to the fence. O'Brien in to score. A 2-out RBI double for Pete Schuler. And Kent State a 2-run spot here in the third inning. It's 2-1. Three consecutive 2-out hits for the Golden Flashes. And this time the opposite field double by Schuler. Each of those 3 hits going the other way.
Tim Del Porto.
And everything all of a sudden by Seth Ballou a little bit up in the zone. So the double by Hawkins, the single by O'Brien, and the double by Schuler make it 2-1 Kent State. Now this inning started the ground out by Canavis. The strikeout of Mamarella, 2 outs, nobody out. Looked like Seth Ballou would finally have a pretty quick inning. No, did not go that way. This one driven into left field, playable. Harp is there and the inning over. But 2 runs for Kent State here in the third. Golden Flash is up 2-1. Sam Houston coming up.
All right, fans, time for you to show us your best Chicken Express. Yes.
This is the original light beer. Brewed to be everything you want in a beer and less. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Dude, what's up with your sandwich?
Oh, this is HEB Bear Bread. You know, the network, they heard bear and assumed that it meant naked.
So what does bear bread mean?
It just means it doesn't have crust, which makes it great for all kinds of sandwiches like the BLT or turkey, tuna salad, any of them.
They all do look good.
Yeah, it's totally SFWL. Safe for work lunches.
Makes sense. I get it.
HEB Bear Bread, part of HEB's Primo Picks All-Star lineup.
You got a little something.
This is the original light beer. And 40 years later, we still brew it the same way. Because when you get something right, you don't mess with it. Miller Lite. Hold true.
If you're gonna play in Texas, you gotta have a fiddle in the band. That lead guitar is hot, but not far losing.
Great crowd on hand here at Don Sanders Stadium on what's turned into a very, very nice Friday night. A lot of rain in the forecast earlier this week, but at least for tonight, things clearing up and giving us, I think you could say, just about as perfect a night for baseball here on opening night in mid-February as you can imagine. Kent State scoring 2 runs in the third inning, a 2-1 lead for the Golden Flashes. McKnight, Hearn, and Harp, 9-1 and 2 up for Sam Houston. And left-hander Eli Krause back to work. Riley McKnight, who was at the plate when Jackson Grisham got thrown out trying to steal. McKnight, a junior, batted .239 a year ago, a home run, 22 RBIs. Speedy guy, had 11 stolen bases. And that speed certainly a big part of the reason Matt Diggs has him batting 9th. This one popped up into shallow right. O'Brien called off by the right fielder. Canavis is there. 1 down.
Top of the order, center fielder, number 8, Hunter Hearn.
First pitch in for a strike to Hearn. Hearn struck out back in the first inning, one of 3 Ks already for Eli Krause. Fires the 0-1, make it 0-2. Kraus, like we said earlier, he's had a terrific career at Kent State, an 8-3 mark, a 2.69 ERA, All-MAC first team in 2017. 73 strikeouts to just 21 walks. Sophomore season went 9-1, a 2.64 ERA, so he's somebody who's had very, very sustained success in the Mid-American. 2-2. 17 career wins, top 10 in program history. Fun fact about Eli Kraus, he's a big-time guitar player. Brings his guitar on most road trips. Jamming out, I'm sure, on the team bus. Do it again at 2-2. There's actually a number of weird personal notes on Eli Kraus if you look him up on the Kent State website, which you tend to do this early in the season, get your info. Get to those a little bit later. And a base hit for Hunter Hearn. Was behind in the count 0-2, battled back to 2-2, wasted a couple of pitches, and a one-out single for Hearn.
Left fielder number 47, Clayton Hart.
Kraus checks in on Hearn. One ball, one strike on Clayton Hart. Oh, Hunter Hearn for a leadoff guy, and a guy who really has some good speed. Just 3 stolen bases and 4 attempts in 2017. See if he tries Eli Kraus here in the third. And Kraus, thinking right along, checks in on him. Harp a strikeout back in the first. One and two. Kraus paying very close attention to Hunter Hearn. In case you're just joining us, an RBI single by Jackson Grisham in the second inning made it 1-0 Sam Houston. Kent State stringing together 3 consecutive hits with 2 men away. In the top of this inning, a couple of RBIs, one for O'Brien, one for Schuler. Made it 2-1. Teed up again at 2-2. Off the outside corner, count runs full. Frege waiting on deck. Kraus continuing to pay very close attention to Hunter Hearn. For good reason, certainly a count here, 3-2, 1 out. You would imagine Hearn might try to go. There he goes, 3-2 in there, strike three, throw to second, and a strike him out, throw him out, double play. Perfectly executed by Kent State. So Eli Kraus gets Harp swinging to get Hearn going, and the inning comes to an end. End of 3 here in Huntsville. Kent State up 2-1. We go to the 4th inning here in Huntsville. Kent State leading 2-1. Bottom of the order, 2 up for Kent State. Brad Hamilton, Michael Turner, and Josh Hollander. That man, Andrew Frege, shortstop, will play a big role this season in Sam Houston's success. So will that man, Hunter Hearn, the center fielder. Meanwhile, left-hander Seth Blue back on the hill. Trailing 2-1, gave up 2 runs in the 3rd. And ahead 0-2 on Brad Hamilton. Now, Blue was cruising through that 3rd inning. It was 2 outs, nobody on, but then 3 consecutive hits given up to Hawkins, O'Brien, and Schuler. A couple of runs scored, and it gave the Golden Flashes a 2-1 lead. So Blue trying to have a bounce back inning. And again here on opening night, you just don't know how long these guys will go. Swing and a miss. And that's the 5th strikeout tonight for Blue.
Third baseman, number 28, Michael Turner.
Here's Michael Turner. Turner a single back in the 2nd. Crackles in a strike, 2-1. Two and two on Turner. Over to 3rd. Hefner's got it. 2 men away. So much like the 3rd inning, 2 up and 2 down for Seth Blue here in the 4th. And that's exactly what Matt Zeggs would want a very quick inning here in the 4th inning. Number 9 batter Josh Hollander set to step in. Blue has not had a 1-2-3 inning so far. Little floater and picked out of the air by Cryer. There's the 1-2-3 inning. Kent State goes down in order. Middle of 4 here in Huntsville. Golden Flashes up by 1.
Bearkat fans, it's time to identify the dominoes to looks like the posse has found our winners. If pizza sounds appetizing to you, call Domino's at 936-291-1451 and have a pizza ready for you on your way home.
Sam Houston State embarking on a brand new college baseball journey here in 2018 tonight. Opening night of the 2018 season. As we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning, Kent State leading 2-1. And that man, left-hander Eli Krause, back to work. Krause giving up a run in the 2nd inning. That's been it. And the meat of the order due up for Sam Houston, Frege, Chisholm, and Cryer. Frege a single back in the 2nd. Krause giving up that run in the 2nd inning. And meanwhile, his fellow lefty, Seth Ballou for Sam Houston, giving up a pair in the 3rd. And that's been it. In the air to center, playable. Mamarella's there. 1 up, 1 down for Krause. Mentioned a little bit earlier that one thing you like to do here early in the season, go on the team websites, just see what you can find out about different guys. So you go to Eli Krause's player page on the Kent State website, you find out just a trove of information about the guy. As Blake Chisholm digs in, a little bit out of the zone. Where do you even start? Is it the fact that he is a big guitar player, brings his guitar everywhere? Count runs even at 1-1. Let me go word for word what some of these are for Eli Krause. He enjoys magnets. It's an interesting hobby. He fears goblins and ghouls, so let's hope that nothing pops out anywhere. Chisholm a fly out to left in the 1st inning. 1-2 up and away. What else we got here? Superstition is turning off every light 3 times to stay alive. I don't even know what that means. But Eli Krause, the senior out of Medina, Ohio, he's had a terrific career in a Kent State uniform. Well, apparently there's something going on. Magnets, ghouls, goblins. And that hits Chisholm. So 1 out base runner for Sam Houston. And certainly one that Eli Krause wants to have back. A 2-2 pitch, and it gets Chisholm in that front shoulder. Brings up Chase Cryer. One more thing in that bio, he'd like to visit Portland, Oregon. Sounds a bit more normal? Is that the right word? Cryer a walk and a run scored back in the second. Had a stolen base as well. Chisholm hit by a pitch. And the 0-1. Swing and a rip, left field line, foul. Cryer just a tad early. Fisted foul. Now the wind really howling around here at Don Sanders Stadium. You might be able to see it on our center field camera, shaking a little bit. Flags in left field and right field blowing pretty much straight in. Flags in left field blowing towards home plate. Flags in right field blowing towards the foul line. Hit foul again. So that wind is certainly howling in. You would imagine it would be tough to get something out here tonight. One and two. Ben Hefner waiting on deck. Grounder, third base side, bobble, Turner picks it up and not in time. It was a rocket, but right at Turner. And the third baseman couldn't handle it. And we'll see what they give Turner. And they do give Turner an error. It was hit hard by Cryer, no question about that, but I think that was potentially a double play ball that Turner couldn't hang on to. So an E5, the error on Turner, and now 2 on, 1 man away, and well, the guy making his Sam Houston debut tonight, Ben Hefner, steps in, a ground out to first base, back in the second. Off-speed pitch in there. Chisholm on second, Cryer on first. Ripped foul. And the count quickly 0-2. Hefner just got a piece. Into right center. Cannabis called off by Mammarella. 2 outs.
catcher number 25, Jordan Cannon.
Now it's left up to Jordan Cannon. Struck out back in the second. Cannon, one of the more intriguing stories, like we mentioned a couple of times already tonight, coming into this season. When you consider this guy was a pitcher in 2017 and a good one out of the bullpen for Sam Houston. And now he's behind the dish here in 2018 and in that right-handed batter's box. Big spot here. Popped up on the infield. Schuler and Kraus out of the inning. So a couple of base runners, but Sam Houston comes up empty. End of 4 here in Huntsville. Kent State up 2-1.
Error by the Golden Flashes, and 2 runners left on base. Time for Bill Fick Ford Mustang Mania, where they have 3 fans who are going to be walking away with prizes from Bill Fick Ford, but only one will win a free oil change. Jacqueline represents the yellow Mustang. Wesley is rooting for the gray Mustang. And the red Mustang crosses first, and Sabrina will be our grand prize winner. Let's turn it over to the video board and see what happens.
Go to the 5th inning. Here at Don Sanders Stadium. Kent State leading 2-1. And the left-hander Seth Ballou back to work. 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Kent State. 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors for Sam Houston. Ballou giving up 2 runs in the 3rd inning. That's been it. Sam Houston, meanwhile, getting their run in the 2nd. The RBI single by Jackson Grisham. And that's been all the scoring in this one. Opening night of the 2018 season, these teams will play Saturday and Sunday, weather permitting. Still some rain in the forecast. It was that way all week when you looked at Friday night, but thankfully the clouds have cleared, and we've got a pretty darn good night for baseball here on opening night.
Leading off for Kent State in the top of the 5th inning. The leadoff hitter, right
Top of the order due up for Kent State: Cannabis, Mamarella, and Hawkins. Cannabis, a walk in the 1st inning, a ground out. Back in the 3rd. Baseball from the bullpen rolls into left field. Nice job by our home plate umpire, Joe Harris, taking note. And the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cannabis, another guy who went to Madison College in Wisconsin. Redshirt senior. Hit .308 a year ago, a home run, 13 RBIs. Swing and a miss. 6 strikeouts for Seth Ballou. And he's now set down 5 in a row.
center fielder number 11, Mason Mamarella.
Here's Mamarella. And really, when you look at things so far for Seth Ballou, aside from the 3 straight 2-out hits in the 3rd inning, he's really been terrific. Just that one stretch has been the issue. High chopper for Frige, wild throw, and Chisholm makes the tag for the 2nd out of the inning. Good job by Chisholm getting up to get it. Applying the tag on Mammarella. So 2 outs, nobody on, brings up Riley Hawkins. This one down the line into left field, a base hit. Harp over to get it. Hawkins going for 2. Throws there, play at second, not in time. Nice job by Harp going over to get it. And Hawkins taking a risk, why not, with 2 outs, and he gets in there for a double.
Second baseman number 10, Kean O'Brien.
It's been the story tonight for Kent State. When they've hit it hard, they've went the other way. Those 3 consecutive 2-out hits in the 3rd inning, all to the opposite field, and the double that right there by Hawkins going to left field as well, as now they'll intentionally walk Kean O'Brien. So this will set up runners at first and second, 2 outs. And instead of going after O'Brien, they'll go after Pete Schuler, waiting on deck. So a 4-pitch walk to the righty O'Brien. And instead of going lefty-righty, now Seth Ballou will go lefty-lefty against Schuler. Now, might not be Ballou as Matt Teggs comes out. And we'll see what the story is here for Seth Ballou. Didn't appear that anybody was warming up in that Sam Houston State bullpen. A couple of guys just starting to throw. Long meeting on the mound. A couple of guys getting warmed up. The guy on the front side of your screen, Riley Gossett. Lefty warming up as well. That's Gabriel Sequeira. Won't be either. Long meeting on the mound. Matt Teggs goes back to the dugout, and now Seth Ballou will try to get out of this 5th inning. Behind 1-0 on Schuler. So once again, there were 2 outs, nobody on. The double by Hawkins, the intentional walk to O'Brien. And this is where the trouble started for Ballou in that 3rd inning. 2 outs, nobody on. Trying to get a different result here in the 5th. Swing and a miss. Schuler, a strikeout back in the 1st inning, an RBI double in the 3rd. That made it 2-1 Kent State. And that's what Schuler did back in that 3rd inning, going the other way. And that's been certainly the approach tonight against Seth Ballou. Popped up, 3rd base side. Hefner over, runs out of room. And now Ballou a strike away from getting out of a big-time jam here in the 5th. He got him. Big strikeout for Seth Ballou. Kent State leaves 2 on. And Ballou out of trouble here in the 5th. We're halfway home here in Huntsville. Sam Houston coming up.
All right, fans, I'm here with Melinda, and she's going to be doing our over-under contest courtesy of HEB. All she has to do is get where the actual price of the item is over or under the price shown on the screen. Are you ready? Yes. All right, let's see the item. HEB cheese puffs. It's $2.68. Over or under? Under? correct. And she is. Congratulations, Melinda, and thank you, HEB, for your continued support. Let's give her a round of applause.
The new HEB in Huntsville is open 24/7 and is proud to feature curbside grocery pickup. Visit HEB2U.com to take advantage of the curbside service, shop, pick up, and relax.
Never saw the end in sight. Fools are kind of blind. Thought everything was going all right.
Bottom of the 5th inning. Here at Don Sanders Stadium in Huntsville. Kent State leading 2-1. Sam Levitt with you here on ESPN3. Opening night of the 2018 college baseball season. A couple of mid-major favorites going at it. Sam Houston picked to repeat in the Southland. Kent State picked to win the MAC. So two teams trying to get some early season momentum going here on opening night. Jackson Grisham leads it off for Sam Houston. Left-hander Eli Krause back to work. Grisham followed by McKnight and Hearn. 8-9 and 1. Off the glove of Turner, and that'll be another single, this time of the infield variety for Grisham. So Grisham 2 for 2. And that was the second play Turner could have had, didn't have. Was given an error. Back in the 4th inning, that time an infield single for Jackson Grisham. And the second time tonight that Sam Houston has had the leadoff man on. That one bunted foul by McKnight. Speaking of momentum, one of the key storylines for Sam Houston after making that super regional a year ago, can they keep that momentum going and take another big step here in 2018? 23 players back from last year's team. Some new faces sprinkled in, but for the most part, a very, very similar group. This one bunted in the air, and the catcher Del Porto makes the easy play, one man away. Not what you wanted from Riley McKnight if you're a Sam Houston fan. A big first out for Eli Krause.
Top of the order, center fielder number 8, Hunter Hurd.
And that's not to say, of course, that Sam Houston didn't lose some key pieces. Of course they did. Robbie Rojas, a number of others. Heath Donica, Bryce Johnson. Some household names at Sam Houston for a number of years, and well, that's the story with any good program. You're going to lose guys year after year. The question is, how do you replace them, and how do you keep that momentum as a program season by season? Sam Houston State's done that over the last decade or so. 5 NCAA tournament appearances in 6 seasons. But that question still remains, what's the next step? Bearcats certainly took a big one last season, but could they get even farther? Could they get back to a super regional? Could they even get to a place like Omaha? Goals that, for a program like Sam Houston State, I think you could easily argue very attainable. All you have to do is look at Coastal Carolina a few years ago and what they did. Winning a national championship, and similar mid-major program on the way up. Sam Houston State right there. Just have to see how the 2018 campaign plays out. 1-2 on Hearn. And Krause checks in at first with Grisham. Clayton Harp waiting on deck. Count runs even at 2-2. Earn a strikeout in the first, a single in the third. Grisham, the leadoff infield single on first. He's going, and a dribbler to third base picked up, and Turner fires over to first in time. Grisham up to second, and a runner in scoring position, 2 men away with Clayton Harp coming up.
Left fielder, number 47, Clayton Harp.
Harp a rough night so far, a couple of strikeouts. Kraus has 4. And the senior lefty trying to get out of trouble here in the 5th. On the outside corner. Swing and a miss. Great off-speed pitch. And ahead in the count 0-2. Kraus has found a way to pull the string every so often here tonight, keeping Sam Houston pretty off balance. And now he's got Harp in a 0-2 hole. One and two. Harp hit .297 a year ago, 5 homers, 50 RBIs. Preseason All-Southland selection. Matt Zegg's expecting big things from Clayton Harp. And certainly the guy waiting on deck, Andrew Frege. Dribbler over to third, picked up by Turner. And that's the inning. Bearcats leave a runner on here in the 5th. We go to the 6th here in Huntsville on ESPN3.
Fans, the Sam Houston Athletic Ticket Office can make it easy for you to plan a group outing. Group tickets for baseball are now available, and each group receives great benefits, including discounted tickets and special meal deals. Contact the ticket office for more details at GoBearcats.com or by calling 936-294-1729. And special announcement tonight, we'd like to say happy birthday to a big Bearcat fan. He's here tonight. Happy birthday to Jimmy Radden. All right, fans, on your feet now. Time for Deep in the Heart of Texas, presented by Tex Press Urgent Care.
Sixth inning here in Huntsville on opening night of the 2018 season. Left-hander Seth Ballou back on the mound. Ballou's been solid tonight. 5 innings, 2 runs given up. Sam Levitt with you. Kent State, the favorite to win the MAC. Sam Houston, the favorite to win the Southland. A big-time mid-major showdown here on this Friday night. A pleasant evening here in Huntsville. Del Porto, Hamilton, and Turner due up for Kent State. Seth Ballou getting out of trouble in the 5th inning. Gave up 2 in the 3rd, and that's been it. Del Porto 0 for 2. Line drive over to second, picked out of the air by Cryer. 1 up and 1 down.
Designated hitter number 25, Brad Hamilton.
We talked so much about what this Sam Houston State offense did a year ago as we take one more look at the hard hit ball by Del Porto. But how about the pitching for Sam Houston? 3.80 team ERA last year, best in the Southland. 500 plus strikeouts, that was number 1 in the conference as well. It's a group that both in their rotation and in the bullpen, they were terrific. Ballou behind 2-0. And certainly through the early going here in this one, through just 5+ innings of this 2018 season, well, Seth Ballou's been pretty good. Popped up foul. And that's probably the thing that really stood out about Sam Houston a year ago when they went to their first ever Super Regional. Such a well-balanced group. They pitched well, they hit well, fielded extremely well. Started the season on a tear. Started Southland play on a tear as well. Then had a little bit of a lull mid-season, came back, won the conference tournament, and then we know the story about what they did in the NCAA tournament. A walk to Hamilton, and that's the 3rd walk given up by Seth Ballou here tonight. Brings up Michael Turner. Middle infielders Cryer and Frege play up the middle. On the outside corner. Ballou out of Sugar Land, Texas, went to Fort Bend Travis High School. Went to Blinn College for a couple of years here in Texas, and then came over to Sam Houston in 2017. And there's no doubt Seth Ballou, an experienced guy, has been, like we said, all over the place at a junior college. Now he's went to a super regional, had that experience. It's going to be a key part of this Sam Houston staff. Breaking pitch in for a strike. Kent State leading 2-1. Grounder over to second, picked up by Cryer. He'll get 1. Force out of second of Hamilton. Fielder's choice for Turner. So 2 outs, a man on, and the number 9 batter, Josh Hollander, coming up.
Shortstop number 14, Josh Hollander.
Runner goes. Pitch inside, throw to second, and they got him. A bullet by Jordan Cannon. They get Turner trying to steal, and that'll do it here in the top of the 6th inning. Sam Houston coming up, Kent State up 2-1.
All right, fans, I'm here with Christina, and she has a chance to win free Whataburger for her and her entire row if she can name the player correctly from the screen. Are you ready, Christine? All right, let's see clue number 1. Has been on the cover of USA Today. Clue number 2, shared a training room with the NFL pro. Clue number 3, born and raised in the Empire State. Do you know who it is? Yes, it's Ben Hayner. She says Ben Hayner. Let's see if she's correct. And she is. Congratulations, Christina. You just got you and your entire row free Whataburger. Thank you, Whataburger, and thank you, Christina.
A big-time mid-major showdown here on opening night. Kent State, the MAC favorite. Sam Houston State, the Southland favorite. And Kent State scoring 2 runs in the 3rd inning. Sam Houston State taking a 1-0 lead early on in the 2nd. And that's been it here on this Friday night at Don Sanders Stadium. Sam Levitt with you here on ESPN3. A brand new baseball journey beginning tonight. We take one more look at the caught stealing of Michael Turner, an absolute rocket by Jordan Cannon to end the inning. And we said it, Jordan Cannon and what he can do behind the dish, making his first start tonight behind the plate for Sam Houston State, the former pitcher, and so far defensively he's been excellent. And throwing out a runner in Turner there to end the top half of the 7th inning.
Number 7, Andrew Friese.
Meet of the order due up for Sam Houston. Friese, Chisholm, and Cryer. Good off-speed pitch by Kraus, beginning his 6th inning of work. Friese 1 for 2. Single back in the 1st. 1 ball, 1 strike. Friese had 17 multi-hit games a year ago. Takes it high and away. There's no doubt Matt Deggs and the Sam Houston offense, they need Friese to be the anchor in the middle of this lineup, just like he was a year ago. This one ripped, a base hit. And Friese with a leadoff single.
First baseman, number 27, Blake Chisholm.
Bearcats of the leadoff man on, brings up the cleanup man, Blake Chisholm. And Friese can run. 14 stolen bases a year ago. We'll see if he tries to go here. A right-hander just starting to warm up in the Kent State bullpen, so at least for Chisholm, and you would imagine maybe Cryer behind him, it's going to be Eli Kraus. This one ripped, a base hit. Back-to-back singles to begin the 6th. And the Bearcats in business.
Second baseman, number 15, Chase Cryer.
So now let the chess game begin. There is a righty warming up in the Kent State bullpen. A pinch runner at first base. It'll be Darian Sims coming in.
He's now pitch hitting for Sam Houston.
Courtesy runner for Blake Chisholm.
Out of Northland Christian, number 4, Darian Sims.
And here comes Jeff Duncan. So the right-hander warming up in the bullpen, a big-time spot here in the 6th inning. And the chess game begins. Our first pitching change of 2018. Kent State leading 2-1, but Sam Houston State in business, 2 on and nobody out. Well, right-hander Austin Havacost out of Seville, Ohio. Big guy, 6'4", 210 coming in. And he'll be tasked with putting out the flame here. 2 on, nobody out.
Your attention please, now pitching for Kent State. a right-handed sophomore out of Seville, Ohio, number 22, Austin Havacost.
So Frege, the leadoff single, and then Chisholm following it up with a single of his own. And here's Havacost, freshman year, went 2-2, a 5.34 ERA in 2017. Was very solid out of the bullpen for Kent State. And now put in a big-time spot here in the 6th inning with 2 on and nobody out. In case you're just joining us, Sam Houston State took an early lead in the 2nd, an RBI single by Jackson Grisham. Then 3 consecutive 2-out hits for Kent State against Seth Ballou. In the 3rd inning, got 2 runs across. That made it 2-1. Bearcats have left a runner on in the 4th inning, a runner on in the 5th inning, and threatening once again here in the 6th inning, 2 on, nobody out. Line on Eli Krause at the moment, 5+ innings. Gave up 1 earned run, but the 2 on belonged to him. Walked 1, struck out 4, threw 93 pitches, 59 for strikes. Gave up 6 hits. But his line far from over, the 2 on base belonged to him. And he leaves this game with Kent State still leading 2-1. Havacost, the Ohio native, all warmed up and ready to go. Two on, nobody out, and here's Chase Cryer. Making a Sam Houston debut tonight. And what a way it would be to start things off here with a base hit. Been on twice tonight, walked and scored back in the 2nd, reached on an error back in the 4th. Frege on 2nd, Chisholm on 1st. Or check that, Sims on 1st, the courtesy runner. Like we said earlier, it's been a whirlwind for Cryer the last few years. Spent his redshirt freshman year at Houston, then spent a couple of seasons at Temple College. And now back at the D1 level here in Huntsville. Big swing and a miss. Oh, 2. Swinging a grounder, third base side, picked up. Turner, he couldn't make the tag, and everybody's safe. It's been a rough night at third base for Michael Turner. Another miscue there. He went to apply the tag, and he just couldn't do it. He couldn't hold on. He's made an error, a couple of misplays. And now the base is loaded with nobody out. Tried to apply the tag, he missed, he bobbled it, he had no play. And I would imagine that'll be an error. Be his 2nd on Turner. Here's Ben Hefner. 0-1. So now a golden opportunity for Sam Houston. Frege on 3rd, Sims on 2nd, Cryer on 1st. And the newbie making his Bearkat debut tonight, Ben Hefner, the transfer from Buffalo. Could tie this thing up, even give Sam Houston a lead with one big swing. Oh, 0-2. Want to talk about a whirlwind? We said it was that way for Chase Cryer. How about Ben Hefner? Went to Buffalo for 3 years, then saw his program get shut down. Had to find a new place to go. He's found a home here in Huntsville. Big shot here, bases loaded, nobody out. Do it again in 0-2. And by the way, they give the previous play, the ball off Cryer's bat, a fielder's choice, no error. But certainly a misplay, and one of many tonight for Michael Turner at third. In such a historic season last year for Sam Houston, it was moments like these, runners on base, critical situations, they found ways to come through time and time again. Swing and a miss, and a big-time strikeout for Austin Habekost. And Hefner went chasing.
Catcher number 25, Jordan Cannon.
First strikeout for Habekost. And the 5th strikeout overall for Kent State pitching. Jordan Cannon 0 for 2. Little pop-up on the infield. Schuler there, and a big out number 2. So it was bases loaded, nobody out. The strikeout of Hefner, the pop out by Cannon. And now it's left up to Jackson Grisham. Well, Grisham has had a nice night. A single back in the 2nd, an RBI, a single back in the 5th. 2 for 2 to begin his year. And now can Grisham deliver again? The sophomore Habekost 1 out away from escaping big-time trouble here in the 6th. Swing and a miss. This inning began the single by Frege, the single by Chisholm. Cryer, a fielder's choice. And now Sam Houston in danger of squandering it. Hit the other way, foul. Jackson Grisham, a .243 average, a home run, 13 RBIs a year ago. And a balk called on Habekost. Frege came darting down the line, and Habekost, the sophomore, unraveled. Andrew Frege making things happen. We take one more look. Oh, and certainly he awkwardly steps off, and he had no qualms with our umpiring crew. A clear balk on Habekost. And we're knotted up at 2-2. So Sam Houston in serious danger of squandering a bases loaded, nobody out chance. And they get a gift. Frege comes in. Now the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Havocost out of the inning, but he balks to bring in the tying run. Some wacky stuff here in Huntsville on opening night, 2-2 at Don Sanders Stadium.
Left on base. Time with the double Davis double play all season long. Your Bearcats turn a double play starting at the top of the seventh to the end of the game. One lucky fan will walk away with a voucher for $20 with a free food from our friends at Double Days Pizza Works. Tonight's contest is Lexi. Good luck, Lexi. Let's cheer on the Bearcat defense and thanks to Double Days for backing the Bearcats.
New pitcher on the mound for Sam Houston as we go to the seventh inning, right-hander Riley Gossett. Sophomore from Cypress, Texas, a highly touted prospect. And he replaces the lefty Seth Ballou, who was very solid tonight. Over 6 strong innings, gave up 2 runs on just 5 hits. Off the hook with Sam Houston scoring in that 6th inning.
So changes for the Bearcats, moving from center field to right field to first base, Hunter Hearn. Moving from...
Take a look at what happened in that 6th inning. Didn't see it there, but the balk bringing in the tying run. Andrew Frege darting down the third base line in a 2-strike count. And the sophomore Austin Havocost just getting a little unnerved. Stepped off awkwardly, a clear balk, and that brought in the tying run, made it 2-2. Josh Hollander, Nick Canavis, Mason Mammarella due up. And Riley Gossett, a guy who Sam Houston State fans certainly excited to see. This is redshirt sophomore year, had a season-ending injury prior to last season, so a guy who hasn't pitched in quite some time. He had a terrific freshman year, a 2.64 ERA in 2016, a 7-0 mark, 15 starts. Began the season as the Sunday guy for Matt Teggs, became the Saturday guy, and a freshman All-American. It's the much-anticipated return of Riley Gossett, one of the better pitching prospects on this Sam Houston team, maybe in the entire Southland. Hollander followed by Canavis and Mammarella in a 2-2 game here in the 7th. Hollander 0 for 2. One and one. Popped up foul. Final line on Seth Ballou went 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, 5 hits, walked 4, struck out 7. 90 pitches. And he'll pick up a no decision tonight. But safe to say a solid opening outing for Ballou. Swing and a miss. And a nice start for Gossett, 1 man away. Strikeout number 7 for Sam Houston pitching.
Challenger 8. Everyone tonight going home with a coupon for $2 off your next visit to Three Spoons. Top of the order, right fielder number 13, Nick Canavas.
So here's Canavas. A walk in the first inning, grounded out in the third, struck out in the fifth. Swinging a line drive up the middle, a base hit. First hit for Canavas here in 2018. And that brings up Mamarella. Mamarella 0 for 2 and a walk. Ripped up the middle, another base hit. Hearn over to get it. Stopping at second is Canavas. Mamarella with back-to-back singles. So Gossett a strikeout to begin the inning, and now in some pretty deep trouble. Canavas on second, Mamarella on first, in the middle of this Kent State order coming up.
Left fielder number 7, Riley Hawkins.
There is some action in that Sam Houston bullpen. Looks like it might be Riley Cooper warming up, the left-hander. A lefty here, and Hawkins digs in. Good off-speed pitch by Gossett. It's not Cooper out there, rather it's Gabriel Sequeira. Gossett, the redshirt sophomore from Cyprus. Chopper over to first, tough play, backhanded, Chisholm, and he'll have no play. Infield single for Riley Hawkins. Canavas to third, Mamarella up to second. And now the base is loaded with one out.
Second baseman number 10, Kean O'Brien.
And Matt Zeggs will stay with Gossett. Out of the windup. And the pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. O'Brien tonight, a single, an RBI, a run scored. That came back in the third inning. Kent State scoring both their runs in that third inning. 3 consecutive hits. This one pulled foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. O'Brien making his Kent State debut. Grew up in Wisconsin, went to Madison College, a JUCO. He's already had a big hit in this one. The RBI back in the third. Looking for another big swing here. 1-2. Hit in the air down the right field line. McKnight giving chase, runs out of room. So we'll tee it up again at 1-2. Cannabis on third, Mammarella on second, Hawkins on first. Pete Schuler waiting on deck. Gossett in need of a K. 2-2. Left-hander Gabriel Sequeira continuing to warm in the Sam Houston bullpen. Lefty Pete Schuler on deck, so this might be it for Gossett. Just got a piece. He got him. Big strikeout for Riley Gossett. 2 men away here in the 7th.
First baseman number 17, Pete Schuler.
So now the lefty Pete Schuler digs in. Like we mentioned, the lefty Sequeira warming up, but it'll be Gossett staying on here to take on Schuler. Low and in. Schuler a strikeout in the first inning, an RBI double in the third. Ground out back in the 5th. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. A great off-speed pitch by Gossett. And now the redshirt sophomore who hasn't pitched in more than a year. One strike away from escaping a big-time jam here in the 7th. See you later. Back-to-back Ks for Riley Gossett. Redemption here on opening night. Kent State leaves the bases loaded. Time to stretch here in Huntsville. We're tied up at 2. Opening night of the 2018 season, and we've got a good one here in Huntsville. 2-2 between Sam Houston State and Kent State. A couple of mid-major favorites going at it in game 1 of this 3-game series. Sam Levitt with you here on ESPN3. Sam Houston State leaving the bases loaded in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And what do you know, Kent State doing the same in the top of the 7th. Right-hander Austin Havikos back out there for his 2nd inning of work. Riley McKnight, Hunter Hearn, and Clayton Harp. 9-1-2 due up for Sam Houston.
Yeah, Digiplease leading off at pitch hitting for the Bearkats here in the bottom of the 7th. The sophomore John Cooper, number 32, Cross Austin.
Pinch hitter for Riley McKnight, Cross Austin, sophomore from the Woodlands. Didn't go around. So sophomore against sophomore here, Havacost, who got out of that jam in the 6th, and Cross making his 2018 debut. This one ripped into left. Hawkins on the run. He's at the track, and he won't get it. Austin around second. He's in at third. But the real concern is Riley Hawkins in left field. Hawkins is down on the warning track. And the Kent State training staff racing out there. Now Hawkins went slamming into the fence. Did everything he could to try to get it. And thankfully, he's up to his feet on his own. So that's a great sign. That looks scary for Riley Hawkins. Cross Austin, a fastball right down the middle.
Your attention please, now pinch running for Sam Houston at third base.
And Hawkins, just went slamming into that left field fence. So a leadoff triple for Cross Austin. Hawkins stays in. And now the top of the order for Sam Houston. Here it comes Hunter Hearn. Now, like we said, Sam Houston had the bases loaded in the 6th inning, couldn't score. Kent State had the bases loaded with a 1 out in the 7th inning. They couldn't score. And now another golden opportunity for the Bearcats. Austin on third, nobody out. And the top of the order, Hunter Hearn, about to step in. So Havacost, the sophomore, got out of trouble in the 6th inning. Can he do it again here in the 7th? Up and in. That's hit well. Into left. See you later. On opening night, Hunter Hearn, a 2-run shot. Sam Houston leads 4-2. The preseason All-Southland selection with a big swing. And it gives Sam Houston a lead here in the 7th inning. A little bit of swag to go along with it. First home run for Sam Houston. First 2 RBIs for Hunter Hearn. And that put a jolt into Don Sanders Stadium, making it 4-2. One and one on Harp. Oh, Havacost, we sung his praises in that 6th inning, getting out of trouble. But he's getting roughed up here in the 7th. In for a strike, 2-2. Swing and a miss. So Harp down on strikes. Third strikeout for Austin Havacost. Brings up Andrew Frege. Popped up. Del Porto. Oh, he didn't get it. And it rolls foul. Now Del Porto looked a little uneasy as he got rid of the mask and went down that first baseline. And a gift for Andrew Frege. He just misjudged where it was. And luckily it didn't hit him before it bounced foul. So the count 0-2 on Frege. This one popped up. Turner is there. 2 outs.
Left fielder number 4, Darian Sims.
First at bat for Darian Sims. Hit foul. Popped up in foul ground, out of the reach of Del Porto. Well, in this inning, the leadoff triple by Cross Austin. And moments later, the 2-run homer by Hunter Hearn. Second hit of the night for Hearn over the left field fence. Made it 4-2 Sam Houston. In for strike 3. So Havacost finally out of the inning, but the 2-run shot by Hearn. The big story here in the bottom half of the 7th. We go to the 8th here at Don Sanders Stadium. Sam Houston up 4-2.
What do you think it is? Banana berry treat. He says banana berry treat. Let's see if she's correct. Nice. Congratulations, Sadie, and thank you, Smoothie King, for your continued support. Let's give her a round of applause.
Your attention, please. Remaining in the ballgame and playing the center field, number 1, Matt Odom.
So what is it? Oda? I see. Now this is the big swing that puts Sam Houston in front, 4-2. The 2-run shot by Hunter Hearn. Made it 4-2 Sam Houston. Right-hander Riley Gossett back out there for the top half of the 8th inning. What a 7th inning it was. Kent State loaded the bases with 1 out, couldn't score. And then the 2-run homer by Hearn made it 4-2. Couple of changes for Sam Houston. Mac Odom comes in, plays center field. Hunter Hearn goes to first base. And Darian Sims remains in left field for the Bearcats. I think that's all the changes. Hopefully, not missing anything. It is opening night after all. Never quite know. Del Porto leads it off. And the first pitch, a little bit low. Del Porto followed by Hamilton and Turner. Bounced foul, 1-1. Riley Gossett, like we said earlier, making his first appearance in a couple of years. Missed all of last season due to injury. Had such a sensational freshman season. One of the best freshmen in the country, and that's a base hit. Leadoff man on in Del Porto. Remember, length here, even though Gossett pitched the entire 7th inning, not really a concern here. Gossett was a starting pitcher in that freshman year, and Matt Diggs maybe easing him in a bit out of the bullpen here tonight. Although, how much is this easing somebody in when they have to protect a 2-run lead, get out of a bases-loaded jam? But certainly Gossett capable. Del Porto on first. Hamilton tonight 0 for 2 with a walk. Popped up foul. Out of play, first base side. Gossett likely to be the Tuesday night guy. Swinging a grounder towards the middle, beyond the reach of Cryer into center. So back-to-back base hits to begin the 8th inning by Del Porto and Hamilton. And the Golden Flash is in business. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Of a pinch runner at first base. And that's Ben Carew. Pinch running for Brian Hamilton. And here comes Matt Diggs. So looks like Gossett's night might come to an end. We'll see. There is plenty of action, double-barreled action in that Sam Houston pen. Now, credit Gossett, got out of an enormous jam in the 7th inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. And maybe this first appearance after injury, maybe this is it for the right-hander, the very highly touted Riley Gossett.
Number 12, Ben Carew.
And nope, it's going to be Gossett. So the second time tonight, Matt Diggs has looked like he might go out there and make a move, but he stays with his right-hander Gossett.
Third baseman, number 28, Michael Turner.
2 on, nobody out. Del Porto and Carew on the bases. Mike Turner, a single back in the 2nd, a ground out in the 4th, a fielder's choice in the 6th. And this a line drive into left. Sims plays it back in. They go station to station. And now the base is loaded, nobody out. 3 consecutive singles to begin the 8th inning.
Stop, number 14, Josh Hollander.
Up and in. Grounder, third base side, fair ball, home for 1, and that's all they'll get. Nicely done by Hefner. So they get Del Porto at home, Carew up to third, Turner up to second, Hollander on first with fielder's choice. And any way you slice it, a big first out for Riley Gossett. This one popped up behind home plate. Cannon gives it a look, and he has room. 2 men away. Jordan Cannon making the transition behind the plate. He's thrown a guy out, and that was a terrific play. We take one more look.
Center fielder number 11, Mason Mammarella.
Cannon going up right against the netting and the sidewall. So now 2 outs, and it's left up to Mammarella. Swing and a miss. Riley Gossett got out of a jam in the 7th inning. It was bases loaded, 1 out. Kent State had the bases loaded, nobody out here in the 8th inning, and he's 1 out away from escaping it again. 1 ball, 1 strike. Off the outside corner, much to the chagrin of the Don Sanders Stadium faithful. Great crowd on hand here on this opening night. Vocal. 2-2. Little dribbler, rolls foul. We'll tee it up again at 2-2. This inning began 3 consecutive singles by Del Porto, Hamilton, Turner, the fielder's choice by Hollander, the pop out by Cannabis. And now Mammarella 1 for 3 with maybe the game on his shoulders. He got him. Riley Gossett does it again. Got out of a bases loaded jam in the 7th, and he pulls another Houdini act here in the 8th. Mammarella down swinging. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Sam Houston up 4-2.
Fastball on the video board.
Help her out. Bobby, what do you think?
See you later.
He says 2.
We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Sam Houston State leading 4-2. And there have been opportunities galore for Kent State. Had the bases loaded in the 7th inning, didn't score. Had the bases loaded with nobody out in the 8th and couldn't get a run home. Right-hander Austin Havikas back to work. Chase Cryer digs in. First pitch swinging. Cryer followed by Hefner and Cannon. Right now the difference, the 2-run shot in the 7th inning by Hunter Hearn. Made it 4-2 Sam Houston. And to this point, the other hero is Riley Gossett, who's been terrific out of the pen. 1-1 on Cryer. Swinging a grounder. Turner, 1 out. Here's Ben Hefner. 0 for 3 tonight in his Sam Houston debut. First pitch high and away. I give a lot of credit to Austin Havikas. Aside from the 2 hits in the 7th inning, he's been really good. Gave up the leadoff triple to Cross Austin in that 7th inning, then the 2-run shot to Hearn, but got out of a jam in the 6th inning. And now he hits Hefner. Second hit batsman tonight for Sam Houston.
Catcher number 25, Jordan Cannon.
You talk about Sam Houston's bullpen and the work tonight of Riley Gossett, and who might come in the 9th inning. Well, pretty good bet it would be Nick Mikulacik, and that's another hit batsman as Cannon gets nicked. So Hefner up to second. We take one more look. Let's see where it got. Oh yeah, you see, you see the shirt blow by. Just nicked Cannon. So Hefner up to second, Cannon on first. And there he is. Right-hander Nick Mikulacik warming up. Had 13 saves a year ago, and still to be determined whether it'll be a save opportunity when he comes in here in the 9th inning. But looks like he'll be in for the 9th regardless, as Jeff Duncan comes out, and we'll have a pitching change here at Don Sanders Stadium. Left-hander Chris Martin, the senior, or check that, right-hander Chris Martin, the senior, coming in for Kent State. Sam Houston leading 4-2. We're back in a moment.
But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity. And we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
What does it mean to be Southland Strong?
It's not just big wins.
It's success in the classroom and being engaged with service,
family,
passion,
integrity,
overcoming adversity,
hard work and dedication,
bettering people around you,
striving for excellence,
leadership and competition
on our campuses
and in our communities.
We are Southland Strong.
Senior right-hander Chris Martin comes in for Kent State. 2 on, 1 man away, bottom of the 8th inning. And Martin trying to keep it a 2-run game, keep the Golden Flashes in reach. Sam Levitt with you here on ESPN3. Appreciate you joining us here on this Friday night, opening night of the college baseball season. Hard to believe, mid-February, college baseball is back. Hard to believe, pitchers and catchers reporting at the major league level in Florida and Arizona. But here in Texas, some other warmer climates around the U.S., real baseball that means something is back.
Now pinch hitting, a freshman out of Klein Collins, number 44, Jack Rogers.
A pinch hitter for Jackson Grisham. Jack Rogers, a freshman, left-hander. Pinch hits for Grisham. Hefner on second, Cannon on first. And the first pitch by Martin in for a strike. Close play at second. Swing and a miss. Austin Havikos, the sophomore, he goes 2 innings and a third. Gave up 2 runs to this point. The 2-run shot by Hearn, the 2 runners on base belonged to him. Struck out 4, no walks. Gave up 2 hits. 37 pitches. But made that one big mistake. And a guy you can't make a big mistake to in Hunter Hearn. Two and two. Off the outside corner, count runs full. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Sam Houston. 2 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for Kent State. Low and in. Actually hit him. So that's 3 straight hit batsmen. 2 by Havikos and now 1 by Martin. Would have been ball 4 anyway. But that got Jack Rogers, looks like on that back leg. So 3 straight hit batsmen. And now Sam Houston with a chance to add some serious insurance. And we'll have a pinch hitter here for Riley McKnight. It's Trey Ochoa.
Trey Ochoa.
And Ochoa making a Sam Houston debut. Transferred over from Texas Tech. And an opportunity to come through in a big way here, with the Bearcats needing some insurance. Up and away. Big cut. Chris Martin, the right-hander, a junior out of Mason, Ohio. Appeared in just 3 games a year ago, had a season-ending injury early on. Two and 2. 4.24 ERA in his sophomore year. And now just trying to keep this one at hand for Kent State. 3 and 2, and he's got nowhere to put the pinch hitter Trey Ochoa. Swing and a miss, and a big strikeout for Martin. Foul tipped into the mid of Del Porto.
Top of the order. First baseman number 8, Hunter Hearn.
Now it's left up to Hunter Hearn, who had the big 2-run go-ahead homer in the bottom half of the 7th inning, put Sam Houston up 4-2, but he might not face Chris Martin. Now it's Mike Birkbeck, the Kent State pitching coach, out to have a word. Take one more look. The Hunter Hearn 2-run homer. And you see, about everybody knew it. Turner knew it at third. Huckins knew it in left. And the big swing of the night to this point for Sam Houston. And now Hearn a chance to maybe break this thing wide open. Nick Mikulacek, the sophomore closer, plenty warmed up in the pen. And here's Hearn, 2 hits tonight, a single and a homer. Breaking pitch on the inside corner. One ball, one strike. 3 straight hit batsmen set up the bases loaded. 2 by Havikas to Hefner and Cannon. And then Martin on a 3-2 pitch hit Rogers. Popped up, foul. Check swing, did he go? He did. So Martin gets out of trouble, and he keeps the Golden Flashes hanging around as we go to the 9th inning. Mikulacik coming in. Can he close this one out on opening night? Don't go anywhere. We're back in a moment.
All right, fans, I'm here with Andy, and he has a chance to win a prize package from the Armory if he can answer this trivia question correctly. Are you ready, Andy? Yes. All right, let's see the question. How many 400 feet home runs does it take to reach the Armory from here? Is it A, 9, B, 12, C, 15, or D, 24? He's going to go with A. Let's see if he's correct. And he is. Congratulations, Andy, and thank you for Armory for your continued support. Let's give a round of applause.
Don't forget, fans, Game 2 of the series tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock here at the Dodge.
Sophomore right-hander Nick Mikulacik on to try and close this one out here on opening night at Don Sanders Stadium. Sam Houston State on the back of a 2-run shot in the 7th inning by Hunter Hearn. A 4-2 lead, and now Mikulacik, who had a team-high 13 saves in 2017, including one of the biggest moments in program history, sending the Bearcats to the Super Regionals in the NCAA tournament. Now Mikulacik making his first appearance here on opening night of 2018. Had a 3.14 ERA last season. 13 saves, 31 appearances. 2 strikeouts, walked just 10. And Mikulacik with the flow will try to close this one out. He'll face the middle of the Kent State order, Hawkins, O'Brien, and Schuler.
Number 21, Nick Mikulacik. Now playing center field for Sam Houston. A freshman out of Cy Ranch, number 5, Eric Bonner.
Meanwhile, replacing
Moves from second base to first base, and Trey Ochoa stays in the ballgame at second base.
get the defensive changes to you. There are a number of them. Eric Bonner comes in to play center field. Bonner in to play center. Chase Cryer goes from second to first base. So Hunter Hearn out of the game. And Trey Ochoa, who pinch hit in that 8th inning, in its second. Apologize for the delay, but on my own here in the booth. We got it all sorted out. Ochoa at second, Cryer at first, and Bonner into the game in center. Meanwhile, the count 1-1. Hawkins followed by O'Brien and Schuler. Shallow left. Sims, one man away.
Second baseman, number 10, Kean O'Brien.
Sam Houston State went 44-23 in 2017, 19-11 in Southland play, 25-9 here at home. And 2 outs away from getting a big win in what's really a terrific series between 2 of the better mid-majors in the country. And taking a couple, or maybe 3 in this series, would go a long way. Give Sam Houston a ton of momentum in the early non-conference schedule. This one hit over to third. Nice pickup. Hefner across the diamond, couldn't be dug out. Cryer, who just moved over from second to first base, couldn't pick it. And O'Brien in at second. And that's an error, a throwing error on Hefner. But the throw is going to get there well in time. A good pick. A quick low throw, and Cryer simply couldn't dig it out.
First baseman, number 17, Pete Schuler.
So here comes the tying run in Pete Schuler. Could have been 2 outs, nobody on. Instead, the tying run at the plate. Schuler, an RBI double back in the third. And if there's one guy you don't have to worry about in pressure situations, it's this guy on the mound, Nick Mikolajczyk. Pitched in the regional, had some big moments in the super regional as well. Trying to close this one out. Check swing, and he went around. Third base umpire Shaler Smith rang him up. Big cut. Tim Del Porto waiting on deck. Little nubber up the middle, tough play. An infield single. So now the tying run's on base. And the go-ahead run, Tim Del Porto will step in.
Catcher number 2, Tim Del Porto. Your attention please now. Pinch running for Kent State at first base. A freshman out of Akron, Ohio. Number 5, Greg Lewandowski.
Pinch runner for Kent State, Greg Lewandowski. And at first base, pinch running for Schuler. He represents the tying run. O'Brien, the runner at second, his run means nothing. And the first pitch to Del Porto in for a strike. So Mikolajczyk with some heavy lifting to do here in the 9th inning. One and one. Check swing, and he went around. There have been opportunities galore tonight for Kent State. Had the bases loaded, 1 out in the 7th inning, didn't score. Had the bases loaded, nobody out in the 8th inning, came up empty. And now the tying run's on, the go-ahead run at the plate here in the 9th. This one hit out to right field pretty deep. Back at the wall, he's there. O'Brien up to third, and a scary moment for Nick Mikolajczyk.
Designated hitter number 12, Ben Carew.
But a big out number 2. And now Kent State down to their final out of the night. And it's left up to a guy who came in as a pinch runner back in the 8th inning, Ben Carew. O'Brien on third, his run doesn't mean anything. Lewandowski on first base, his run means everything. Mikolajczyk against Carew. Strike one. Up the middle, off the foot of Mikolajczyk. Bounces over to third, and that'll be it. So O'Brien comes in, makes it 4-3. Lewandowski up to second. He's the tying run. Carew on first base with a single. He's the go-ahead run. And now Michael Turner will come up, and luckily it looks like Nick Mikolajczyk took it directly off the shoe, and he looks okay. That was a bullet.
Baseman number 28,
And
Michael
Mikulacik,
Turner.
not sure which shoe it went off of, the front foot or the back foot. But now the tying run in scoring position, the go-ahead run on first. On the inside corner. Oh and 2. Mikulacik a strike away from putting this thing to bed. And a near capacity crowd here at Don Sanders Stadium on their feet. Up and away. In the inning, the error by Hefner. A couple of singles by Schuler and Carew. 2 and 2. Up and away, 3 and 2. So Mikulacik was ahead on Turner, 0 and 2, and now the count runs full. Lewandowski on second, the tying run. Carew on first, the go-ahead run. Up and in. Nearly hit him. And after Mikulacik got ahead 0 and 2, he loses Turner. So now the tying run 90 feet away, the go-ahead run on second, and the base is loaded. Uncharacteristic, Mikulacik a little all over the place. Remember, we said in all those appearances last year, Mikulacik in 28+ innings walked just 10. And a lot of those in very, very high pressure situations. Well, here's another. And now the tying run 90 feet away, and Josh Hollander, the number 9 batter, digs in. Sam Houston State trying to hang on by the skin of their teeth. Ball 1. Crowd here at Don Sanders Stadium getting a little restless. Make it 2-0. That's 6 straight out of the strike zone by Mikulacik. On the outside corner. Up and in, 3 and 1. Mikulacik has got nowhere to put him with the tying run 90 feet away. Three and 2. And now once again, Sam Houston State a strike away. High drama here in the 9th. Popped up foul, will do it again at 3 and 2. Carousel in motion. Mikulacik, who got it done in so many big moments a year ago. trying to take it on opening night. Hit foul again. Heck of a battle between Mikulacik and Hollander. Hit foul again. Hollander somehow staying alive. Mikulacik, the sophomore from Houston, went to Klein Collins High School. Hollander, the junior from Loveland, Ohio. What a battle in a huge moment. This one ripped into left field. Sims on the run. To the wall, he looks up, it's out of here. Down to their final strike. A grand slam in the 9th inning for Josh Hollander. And they're stunned here at Don Sanders Stadium. Hollander, who had the Big Mac tournament a year ago, has a huge hit on opening night. And now a single for Canavis. Now what a battle and what an at-bat. Fouled off pitch after pitch, down to their final strike. And he delivers a grand slam here in Huntsville. Bunted third base side, foul. And that home run, remember, came after Mikulacik was ahead of Michael Turner, the batter before, 0-2. And then he lost him. And then Hollander delivers a grand slam. This one popped up. In foul ground, Frige, and the inning finally over. A grand slam by Josh Hollander. A stunner here in Huntsville. Does Sam Houston State have a comeback in them? We're going to find out after this. Senior right-hander Robert Ziegler on for Kent State in what has been a stunning 9th inning here in Huntsville. Kent State down to their final strike. You would lose count how many pitches it was. Maybe over 10, and that's not an exaggeration. And they get a grand slam in the top of the 9th inning by Josh Hollander to take a 7-4 lead. So now Ziegler out of Defiance, Ohio, will try to close this one out. He'll face Harp, Frege and Darian Sims.
John Matthews.
Now, and what was a very nice night for Sam Houston State, both on the mound and at the plate. Hunter Hearn, a big home run in the 7th inning to give Sam Houston a 4-2 lead, has turned very sour on opening night.
For Sam Houston in the bottom of the 9th inning, left fielder number 47, Clayton Harp.
Not over yet. Clayton Harp 0 for 4. One ball, one strike. Lifted foul, left field side. Robert Ziegler, a senior, went 2-0 last year, a 2.69 ERA, 19 appearances. Had 5 saves, and now he goes for 1 here on opening night of 2018. Off-speed pitch, a little bit low. Ziegler played at Kentucky for a couple of years before coming to Kent State. And in for strike 3 on Harp. 1 man away here in the 9th.
Shortstop number 7, Andrew Frege.
0-2. Grounder towards the middle. Played by Hollander, 2 men away. And now Sam Houston down to their final out. Left up to Darian Sims.
Left fielder number 4, Darian Sims.
What a win this will be for Kent State if they can hang on. A huge, huge come from behind win here on opening night, down to their final strike. Down to their final strike for a few minutes. And Josh Hollander right now, the big hero and the big story here in this one, the grand slam in the 9th inning. Grounded over to short, this should do it. Hollander, the hero, throws to first, a 1-2-3 9th inning. And Kent State hangs on for a 7-4 win. Josh Hollander, a go-ahead grand slam in the top of the 9th inning off Nick Mikulachik. And on opening night, Kent State with a stunner here at Don Sanders Stadium. That'll do it here in Huntsville, where our final score tonight, Kent State 7, Sam Houston State 4. To watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.